Walking up the shaded path behind Jungmyeongjeon, we encounter one of the most unique and enigmatic buildings in the entire palace, Jeonggwanheon. Built in 1900 and designed by a Russian architect, its name beautifully translates to the House of Quiet Contemplation. This was a private haven where Emperor Gojong came to relax, listen to music, and famously enjoy coffee, a novel luxury at the dawn of Korea's modern era. Architecturally, Jeonggwanheon is a fascinating early example of East-West fusion. At first glance, it looks like a Western-style pavilion with its Romanesque brick pillars and elegant arches. However, as you look closer at the wooden railings, you'll discover a beautiful display of traditional Korean motifs. The ironwork and wooden carvings feature auspicious symbols like pine trees, deer, and bats, which represent longevity and good fortune in Korean culture. The open, airy veranda offers a panoramic view of the surrounding pine forest, creating a perfect blend of a Western secret garden and a traditional Korean pavilion. In a 3D perspective, the contrast between the solid brick structure and the intricate, lace-like wooden decorations is truly captivating. It stands as a striking monument to a time when Korea was opening its doors to the world, trying to weave new global influences into the fabric of its own rich traditions. Leaving the traditional wooden pavilions behind, we suddenly find ourselves standing before a massive, breathtaking structure that feels as though it was transported straight from Europe. Seokjojeon. Completed in 1910, this grand neoclassical stone building serves as a powerful symbol of the Great Han Empire's ambitious strides toward modernization. Architecturally, Seokjojeon is a masterpiece of British colonial neoclassical style. Designed by a British architect, it features a majestic facade held up by towering Ionic columns, characterized by their elegant scroll-like capitals. If you look closely at the triangular pediment at the very top of the building, you'll see the plum blossom crest, the official imperial emblem of the Great Han Empire, beautifully carved into the stone. This detail proudly asserts the building's identity as an imperial palace, despite its Western exterior. The beautiful fountain and formal garden laid out in front of the building add to the dramatic, symmetrical perspective, which looks absolutely spectacular in a 3D field of view. Seokjojeon was meant to serve as the emperor's residential and state palace, showcasing a bold, forward-looking vision of a modern nation. Standing here, the stark contrast between the heavy white stone and the surrounding traditional Korean landscape creates an unforgettable visual experience, marking the grand finale of our journey through Deoksugung. Moving on from Seokjojeon, we follow the pathway to a brilliantly restored landmark that catches the eye with its vibrant colors, Dondeokjeon. Originally built around 1901 to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Emperor Gojong's reign, this building served a crucial purpose as a grand state guesthouse and the diplomatic heart of the Great Han Empire. Architecturally, Dondeokjeon is a stunning example of French Renaissance-inspired eclectic style. Its most striking feature is the beautiful contrast of red and gray bricks, laid out in intricate geometric patterns. As you look at the facade, notice the elegant arches on both the first and second floors, paired with deep blue window frames that add a distinctive, romantic European flair to the palace grounds. Like many structures in Deoksugung, Dondeokjeon suffered a tragic fate and was completely demolished during the Japanese colonial period. However, after a meticulous reconstruction project, it was finally reopened to the public in 2023, standing proudly once again in its original splendor. Now we approach Pyeongseongmun, a quiet and lesser-known stone gate at the western edge of the palace. Passing through this gate marks a major transition in our journey, taking us outside the palace walls and onto a path deeply etched with historical sorrow, King Gojong's path. This narrow 120-meter walkway, lined with beautiful traditional brick walls, follows the exact route Emperor Gojong took in 1896 during the Agwan Pachon, his secret escape to the nearby Russian legation to seek refuge after the assassination of Empress Myeongsong. For over a century, this path was closed off, divided by foreign legations. but it was finally restored and reopened to the public in 2018. Architecturally, the path offers a stunning visual experience in VR. The long, rhythmic patterns of the white and gray brick walls create a beautiful tunnel-like perspective with incredible depth. Walking down this secluded trail today, surrounded by modern Seoul, yet wrapped in absolute silence, you can feel the heavy weight of history. It invites us to quietly contemplate the lonely and desperate footsteps of an emperor walking through the dark to save his country. Leaving King Gojong's path, we find ourselves walking along the famous Deoksugung stone wall path. Lined with beautiful trees and historic stone walls, this path is beloved for its romantic and peaceful atmosphere. As we follow the winding lane, we pass by the iconic Cheongdong Theater, a modern cultural hub nestled within this historic district. Turning into the quiet alleyway just behind the theater, the bustling sounds of the city fade away, and we suddenly come face to face with a hidden piece of history, Jungmyeongjeon. Completed in 1901, Jungmyeongjeon is an elegant, two-story Russian-designed brick building, originally built to serve as a royal library. Architecturally, it features a beautiful covered porch and a spacious second-floor veranda with wide arches, showcasing an early Western influence on the imperial court. Despite its calm and beautiful exterior, this building holds a heavy, somber place in Korean history. It was right here, in 1905, that the tragic Ilsa Treaty was forcibly signed under Japanese military pressure, stripping the Great Han Empire of its diplomatic sovereignty. As we step inside Jungmyeongjeon, we leave the quiet exterior behind and enter a space dedicated to a pivotal yet painful chapter of Korean history. The interior has been meticulously transformed into a permanent exhibition museum that brings the final days of the Great Han Empire to life. The most dramatic and heartbreaking exhibit is found in Room 2, which reconstructs the fateful night of November 17, 1905. Here, through life-sized, realistic figures, you can see the scene of the forced signing of the Ilsa Treaty. The display captures the heavy, tense atmosphere as Japanese officials and the pro-Japanese Korean ministers, known as the Five Ilsa Traders, signed away the nation's diplomatic rights under military threat, while Emperor Gojong refused to sign. After a deep dive into the heavy history of Jungmyeongjeon, it's time to head back out into the gentle breeze of the afternoon. Right as I stepped back onto the cobblestone path, I got a message from a close friend who happens to work nearby in this bustling city hall district. They insisted on treating me to a nice meal today, so we decided to meet up right here amid the beautiful backdrop of Cheongdong. There is something truly special about this neighborhood, how you can step away from a 100-year-old brick building, walk for just a minute, and immediately reconnect with the warmth of everyday life. Walking down these tree-lined streets to meet a friend for a comforting bowl of warm food feels like the perfect, peaceful wrap-up to today's journey.
형 왔어요.
여기 뭐야 또.
가자 먹으러 가자.
정동길. 한번 하자.
네.
추어탕 먹.
자, 일 끝나고 나온 홍균이 형을 만났습니다.
반갑습니다.
여기 맛있는 데가 어디야, 형?
여기가 다 이렇게 약간 맛은 별로 없고 약간 좀
덕숭 진짜 좋더라고요. 공사도 하고. 네.
갈비가 진짜 맛있어. 들어와 봐.
음식 나오네요. 형, 어떻게 지냈어요? 잘 지냈어요? 저희 근처에 있어가지고 이렇게 식사도 하고 좋네요.
몇 년 만이야 이거.
네.
After a comforting, warm bowl of galbi-tang, traditional beef short rib soup, and a great catch-up, I said goodbye to my friend and started making my way home. But just as I thought today's journey was winding down, Seoul had one last spectacular surprise waiting for me right on the main street. Suddenly, the air filled with the powerful, rhythmic sounds of traditional drums and horns, and I found myself standing face to face with the majestic Deoksugung royal guard changing ceremony. Seeing this grand procession right in the middle of modern Seoul's busy traffic is an incredible sight, especially in a 3D perspective. The brilliant, vivid colors of their traditional robes, the tall flags fluttering in the wind, and the disciplined, solemn march of the guards create a stunning contrast against the backdrop of skyscrapers. Walking home after a day filled with deep history, a warm meal with a friend, and now this vibrant cultural finale, I couldn't have asked for a more perfect end to my day at Deoksugung.
지금 덕수궁 안에서 왕궁수문장 교대 의식을 감찰하기 위하여 2명의 관리인 주서와 사약이 나오고 있습니다.
Two officials, Chuso and Saya, are now heading outside to supervise and inspect the chief gatekeeper change ceremony in Deoksugung Palace.
교대 의식의 시작을 알리는 게시타고가 있겠습니다. 오늘 궁궐정문을 수위하는 진영을 갖추게 됩니다.
Seokjojeon Chuso and Ekjong-so Saya go into the palace. The chief gatekeeper and the other gatekeepers